folks, and welcome to our channel. Today, at the time of filming, is the 12th of June 2025, and this is Thursday's Global News, where I take a look at some of the news items from that week. And a hair on my nose. I'm aware that I don't read on all of the stuff that's happening. It'd be impossible. So if I do miss something out or I miss your country out, it's a given. Somebody's going to get something missed out. Don't be offended by it. Honestly, it's impossible to read on everything. So today's news is LA riots. I've got it written down here. Trump's health. Um, the Beckhams, apparently Brooklyn has said he wants to go no contact with his parents. I have read on this situation before, and I think that's on the playlist Global News on Claire Thackeray, because originally it was on a different channel, this thing that I do on here. So you can go check up on there. Catch up, not check up. And UK economy and Northern Ireland as well. I think it's Ballymena. There's also riots there in relation to immigration. So there's a lot. 4 topics. Let's do this. Let's get in there. The decks you will see in this reading are the Tarot of Traditions, which is this deck here. You'll also see the Lightseers Tarot by Chris Ann, and you will also see, let me just get the box, The Call of the Morrigan by Stephanie Woodfield, Karen Storminger, and Naomi Cornick. Okay, so, oops, look in the laptop. Let's go for it. So, LA riots, LA riots. Pulling some cards on the LA riots. Love to those in the LA area. You're really getting it at the minute, aren't you? That's interesting. What's just flipped out? There's 3 flipped out. Okay. So we've got the Ten of Cups, which is illusion. We've got the Star in reverse. And we've got the King of Pentacles upright. Okay, so the King of Pentacles, whoever this King of Pentacles is, I feel is possibly behind an uprising here. I mean, the King of Pentacles represents a powerful man. He represents a man of money, um, a leader. And another one's fallen out, strength. We've just been shown some interesting things. I'll tell you what I've been shown. It looks like a film scene, and you'll understand why. So we know right now there's an awakening on the planet and things are being cleared, heavy dense energies are being cleared. We know that the Hollywood energy and the LA energy, we know that there's things that go on in the underbelly of that society. We also know that there are many people there that hold light. What I've been shown is, as the light is going in and clearing out the stuff that goes on there or that has been going on there, some of the energies that have been released and come up from the underbelly are attaching itself to these riots. So those of you that know about stuff that goes on in Hollywood knows that there's a lot of darkness that goes on, Satanism, etc. Um, and the beings attached to that. You see what I mean about it being like a movie? Um, When you do any kind of clearance work, you've got to make sure that when you remove that being, you make sure it clears the land. So this could even be someone that's been going into Hollywood trying to clear the land that hasn't possibly done it correctly, or a lot more has come. This is all I'm being shown. A lot more has come up than they've been able to handle. Um, so that's what I'm seeing there, as well as other issues. I also feel as well this King of Pentacles is possibly behind some of this. I also feel as well this has been used as a distraction. Yes, it's going on. Yes, it's happening. But I feel it's been used to muddy the waters of something. This is a star card, and when it's upright, it's clear waters. It's crystal clear thinking. It's healing. When it's in reverse, it can be that, in muddy waters, something that needs healing. So the King of Pentacle energy could also be, I'm not going to name names for legal reasons. I think if you know, you know. Um, I also feel as well there's been a lot. Well, let's sod it, let's go in. In the election energy, the right, they stand for the right, as in the right, not well, the far right kind of. Sorry, just is. Um, the whole election thing, yes. Um, Immigration, etc., has also helped to add to this, and people wielding their strength and my right to be here. I'm talking about, people that possibly are white and feel as though I have a right to be here. Here comes my next story. Um, I was in the gym this morning. I was flicking through TikTok as you do, and I came across a great video. And it was just one showing Native Americans, and it was just music with words on. And it was something like a stolen country cannot be stolen. For example, USA belonged to the Native Americans. The white man went over, he stole it. He got rid of those people, or got rid of a lot of those people. He made life incredibly difficult. Full circles. So, and then I was reminded of my own country, and it's the same here. I'm actually an immigrant. I think, truthfully, we're all immigrants in our country, because for England, I can talk about England. There's the Romans, there's the Saxons, there's the Vikings that came over, etc., etc., etc. All different groups of people. So this whole thing of it's my country, whose country actually is it? That's what I'm feeling with this as well. That roar of what is it? A lion? Let's keep shuffling because they do a proper shuffle when they flipped out. So, US riots. So there's something flashed up on my phone. Does it need reading about now? Does it need it's a breaking news? At least 242 people on board London-bound flight which crashed. So a flight planes. My guides keep telling me about planes to avoid planes at the minute. Like I'm gonna write plane. My pen's not working. I'm just gonna write planes. But I forget. We'll read on planes. My guides. I would love to come to the States at the minute. Well, I would, but I wouldn't, if that makes sense. Um, just because of all the unease. There's loads of countries I'd like to go to, but because of the unease in these countries, I don't really want to. I'm wary of my own country at the minute as well, not out of fear, but just anyway. So, Knight of Swords, war energy, Six of Swords, also as well, structures and people not willing to do things or step in to stop it, step in to clear it, step in to actually find out what's going on. I'm feeling here there are people that feel as though they're forgotten in their own country, if that makes sense. And I suppose you can say this across the world, but there's an unwillingness to address these problems. This is a hot mess. It's possibly the same hot mess that's going on in Northern Ireland and will possibly be going on all around the world. One of the things I was shown during 2020 was civil wars, a lot of civil war. And it became so strong, I was convinced it was happening then. But this is the thing with prediction. It doesn't have to happen then. And it was where a lot of cities becoming unsafe in relation to civil war. And at the same time, one of you that follows me, Gail, if you're watching, hi, you actually got the same downloads. I think we spoke about it at the time because you did a big piece on it on your Facebook. And there is this energy of civil war. And at the root of it is going to be far right energies. Um, People also that feel as though society's forgotten them, greed and power at the base of it, etc., etc., etc. The King of Swords. So we've got two kings here. I'm being shown this King of Swords. Oh, yes, interesting. Yeah. Six of Cups at the bottom, which is the past. A lot say, let's say the whites, okay, not to label, but it's a true fact. A lot of the whites of America originate from the whites that went over in the first place. And they are going into the same energies that their ancestors went into. And it's almost like role reversal. It's also karma. We know about karma. If you're on the spiritual path, healing path, ascension path, you'll know about karma. And karma isn't a punishment. People weaponize karma. Karma is something we come and learn, and it's something we create ourselves. So ancestors went over to a country. They did what they did in that country. It was extreme. It was horrific. They ripped all out of that sacredness. They caused pain, and then the white energy rises in that country. Comes full circle, you see, and it's how we deal with it now. And this is where you have to be able to willing to do the internal work of actually, this isn't really my country. I am just an immigrant here, and I am just here for how many years I am here. Um, and truthfully, also as well, people blame other cultures because they've not got money or services or whatever. But is it really them, or is it the people that run the countries? Where they're paying for war, they're paying for all kinds of things, laundry, etc. I'm going to keep my mouth shut at this rate, at this point, but you know what I'm saying? There is enough. I believe fully we live on an abundant planet and there is enough for everyone. It's just we have a small group of people on the earth that are manipulating. And it's almost like I'm being shown we're like in a computer game and don't let them, don't let them, don't let them. That's what I'm feeling. Betrayal. One more card, and this will end this part of the reading here, Ten of Cups. So, this I feel is part of the purge. This I feel is part of actually coming back to balance. It's not good. It's not a good way to do it, but it's purging. We've got the energies that have been cleared but not cleared and they've come up to the surface. But again, that's another thing. When you come across darkness, be it an entity or be it whatever, it's our responsibilities as humans to think, is this of the light? And that's fully how you get, your sovereignty over the dark. For example, when I'm doing some clearing with clients, especially if it's like heavy entity stuff, and this entity has had a real grip on their life via addiction, via sabotage or whatever, I will always say, we can take that entity off right now, cleared. But are you going to change the way you were that made it so easy for that entity to come in? What do you mean by that? Well, are you going to stop drinking? Are you going to stop taking drugs? Are you going to stop being antagonistic? Are you going to stop not loving yourself? Are you going to stop self-sabotaging? Because that was the nectar for that dark being to come in. And this is the same. So this is about spiritual responsibility as well. Now, I was drawn to use this deck, and I'm not sure why. But let's pull a card for the LA riots. And this is Call of the Morian. Cauldron of the Dagda. Okay? Attention. And oath. Yes, the oaths, the oaths. The oaths that people have said. This isn't just about generational stuff. This is about reincarnation as well. It could be also that a lot of the people that are in these riots right now um, are the reincarnation of the ones that went over. So there's a mix. There's a mix. Now, this is a deck that I like when it has a big book with it that tells you lots of interesting information. So let's just read on what this card says here. Let's hope it's numbered, number 14. And it has loads of little rituals in that you can do as well. Oh, this is not going to be helpful, is it? Oh, it is going to be helpful. It's just me being blonde or grey. See what I mean about this book? Look at that. Right, glasses on. This hair on my face is doing my head in. Be sensible. So this is Cauldron of the Dagda. Yes, that's the card we're reading on. Keywords, nourishment, abundance, and joyfulness. See what I was telling you about? All of that. Nourishment, abundance, and joyfulness. So Dagna laughs, a full-bellied laugh of joy, as he sits before his cauldron. His cauldron was one of the four treasures of Tuatha. I'm going to be saying all this wrong. D. Danan, brought to Ireland. We'll be reading Ireland soon. The bottomless cauldron from which no one ever went away satisfied. Within it swirls the abundance of life. It nourishes us within and without. The abundance the cauldron offers renews our weary spirits, restoring from spiritual burnout and brings healing within. To our physical selves, it is sustenance, living a rich, full life. It reminds us there are endless possibilities in life. Behind him rests his club. One end could take life and the other could restore it. Interesting. Around his neck is a talk of kingship. The Dagda lives his life fully. He is a king warrior who can both take life and spare it. He sees both the light and dark in life and chooses to focus on joyfulness. He shows us there is balance in life and reminds us to be grateful for the abundance we have. And then it goes on to all different kinds of things that you can do in relation to this card. Um, Rituals, healing rituals, spells, etc. Interest. Whoa, this desk is too small at times. So basically, what I was saying, you can choose to feel that it's all their fault that I'm unhappy, or you can choose to see that you are the creator. Um, I have said in a previous video, I do believe my feeling is that the land of America was cursed. And I have said in a previous video that that can be cleared when it was taken, that things were done to the land in anger, in pain. I'm not saying it's clever, but again, when you're dealing with cursed land, how one of the ways you clear it is acting differently. When you're faced with the darkness or when you're faced with the urge to be dark, you do something different. So, guidance for going forward. Eight of Cups is stepping into a higher timeline. So, stepping out of the blaming and the shaming. Okay. Stepping out of victim mentality. Parting of the deck. Inner world. There's a lot of inner work, a lot of deep depths of the ley lines, of the country, of the politics, and the people within it. Same in the UK as well. Whew. So, Trump and his health. Interesting. Apparently, he fell up the stairs on a plane. When I saw it, I actually thought it was AI, but it's not AI. It actually happened. He fell up some steps, and he's not been looking well for some time. I've always said there's concerns there in relation to his health. That's interesting. I've just parted at the death card. Um, but what got me was the fact that when Joe Biden fell up the steps on a plane, um, they went for him again. Karmic lessons. So let's look on. And there's also been a picture where it appears that he's wearing a catheter. I've seen the picture, and from the picture I saw, I'm not sure he was. I wouldn't like to say because it could just been a ruffle in the wind. And unless I'm 100% certain that I've seen a catheter on his leg, I'm not going to read on it. I mean, I would read on it, but I mean, I'm not going to say I saw a catheter. Okay. So I can't make it out, but other people have said they can. So show me Trump's health. Ooh. Okay, Two of Pentacles in reverse fell out, which is carrying too much, not looking after himself, very out of balance. Trump, Trump, Trump. King of Cups, cold. The King of Cups, when he's in reverse, is cold, heartless, doesn't go into his emotions, can't sit in his heart space, struggles to be intuitive, etc. So emotionally, he's not switched on. Now, those of you that know about healing know that when you're not in connection with your heart, that's when issues come in. But King of Cups also is the heart, it's emotion, waters of the body as well. So there could be bladder issues there. Um, I also feel as well that there's some type of heart issue. We've got the Page of Cups in reverse. He's not a young whippersnapper. If he's upright, he's a young whippersnapper with dreams and aspirations, etc. He's not young. And he is feeling his health. Ten of Pentacles, too much burden, too much responsibility, too much power. I'm also being shown the analogy of power can either make you or break you. And unless you've actually mastered yourself, too much power destroys you. The Tower in reverse. So he's been given warnings here about his health that he's not listening to. The Tower, when it comes in upright, can be anything. A shock comes in, bad news on your health or whatever, and you think, right, I'm gonna have to change this or I'm gonna have to do this. In reverse, it's struggling to clear. So there's something in him that's struggling to clear. Queen of Wands in reverse. And that's his feminine and his masculine out of alignment in a big way. Wheel of God. Wheel of Fortune in reverse isn't a good card because it shows that there's not when it's upright, the Wheel of Fortune, it's about going forward, it's about change, innovation. When it's in reverse, it's just stopped. It's almost there's nothing new to be had there. It's going to be the same old story, the same old reactions, the same old tweets or X's, if that makes sense. Again, Eight of Wands in reverse. He's not got anything in his tank. Um, Extremely tired. A Queen of Cups in reverse as well. I feel this is Melania. I always get her name wrong. Um, there's issues possibly within that marriage as well. I've said that right from the beginning. You can see it. She can barely look at him. I'd barely look at him if it was my husband. But yeah, Ace of Swords, a lot of truths coming up. A lot of issues from the past coming up. Show me energy of the falling up the stairs, falling up the stairs, falling up the stairs of the plane. Defensive, taking on too much. He's just taking on too much. He's full of fire. He's full of rage. It was around about the time with Elon. The catheter, Six of Cups in reverse, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Wouldn't surprise me if there is a catheter there. There's definitely something wrong with the waters of the body. Ace of Pentacles. But he wants to show that he's still in full health. He's determined to show that he's full health. So long-term health for President Trump. Long-term health for Trump. Long-term health for Trump. Show me his long-term health. Three of Pentacles. Okay. So he is getting guidance and advice from doctors. But also as well, there is some spin going on in relation to it. I feel as well there are people in the know that his health isn't good and they're pushing this narrative. Like what happened with Joe Biden. We all could see that there was obvious problems there. Early doors, it's going to be the same with Trump. What was given to Biden will be given to Trump in relation to those that know his health isn't 100% will put that out there. It's not that they're making it up, it's that they know he's not fit for office because of the past deeds. Page of Swords. I'm feeling with that one that there's going to be a period where he is incapacitated or can't do the job. But what I'm seeing is when it happens, you're not going to be given the full story, if that makes sense. One more card. And yeah, Knight of Cups struggling to fulfill his mission, struggling to fulfill a full term. Does Trump fulfill a full term? Does President Donald Trump, because there's a lot of Trumps, isn't there? They're all wanting a little bit of the cake. Does the current President Trump want to do a well? Does the current Claire President Trump fulfill his full present term? Okay, Nine of Pentacles. He's going to give it his all. Is he determined? He's determined, but there's betrayals, and it's whether he can keep coming back after betrayal after betrayal after betrayal. Um, it's not decided yet. It's not decided whether he's going to do a full term. The Magician upright is potential, but Knight of Pentacles in reverse. What comes after that? Yeah, Seven of Swords in reverse. He wants to. He's determined to. Um, what's the saying that older people say when I don't even know it? Oh, I used to say it a lot in the nursing home when I worked in the nursing home where the body, the mind is willing, but the body, something like that. There's a determination, there a real determination. And I feel that that could actually be his downfall, the fact that he's too determined. So let's pull an oracle card. I won't read every passage on the oracle because I'll be here all day, but we'll do an oracle card for Trump in relation to his health. So President Trump, President Trump. Yeah, fail. Offerings at the bottom. That's interesting. Have you seen? I know this card is about abundance, but have you seen the fruits, the vegetables, the simple fare where she's doing her work, her altar work here? I'm feeling here, if he could step into his divine masculine and his divine feminine and go on a very simple diet, simplify his life, fruits, vegetables, all of that, um, he'd have some chance. But that's what he'd have to do. But I also feel as well he's someone that doesn't want to be seen as ill, doesn't want to be seen as old, and wants to go until the very end offerings. You know, that's like the wheel of life turning. Interesting. Let's come away from that. So, right, we're going through it nice and quickly today. The Beckhams. So allegedly, Brooklyn Beckham is Brooklyn, isn't it? Yes, has said that he wants to go no contact with his parents, the Beckhams. Interesting. Let's have a look at it. So, update on the Beckhams and the note. And the illusion in reverse, that's dropped out again. Let's keep shuffling. Brooklyn's decision to go no contact with his parents, please. I've actually read on, I've read on these before, and I've said that yes, there is a problem with Brooklyn's wife, but there's also a problem within the Beckham family, that the Beckham family is not what people think it is. It's not, there are issues. And if you can see it, you can see it. The last reading I did, if I remember, it got very dark. Um, it got very dark and very heavy. Like aspects of David's OCD came into it control. Um, and I remember afterwards thinking, whew. Um, so yes, there's an issue with Brooklyn's wife, but there's also an issue with his parents. And I said in that video as well, I think it was that video. The problem is with a lot of these lads, these young men on the world stage that are in these situations, is the cracks that happen within. And Harry's the same. You know, growing up with Charles and Diana was no easy feat at all. The wrong person coming along uses that to their advantage, and it's the same here with Brooklyn. That there's issues there within the family, and Which one is it? Is it Cruz? I think he's the flying monkey. Is it Cruz? Would he be the second son? There is 22 sons. Oh God, let me check. Bloody hell. Beckham children. Let me just look at him on Instagram. Not that I follow him. Cruz, Beckham, Cruz. Cruz? Is it Cruz? Cruz, Beckham. He's a flying monkey, him. Sure it's him. Yeah, he's flying monkey in his Cruz. I think there's narcissism within the Beckham family. And I think he's the flying monkey online. Um, it's awful, really. So show me the energy behind the Brooklyns. Oh, they're all falling out. Three of Wands been coming for some time. There's something here with money. Have they cut money? Have they, as in the Beckhams, cut money off? Um, the energy around them is just weird. Whenever I get a deck that just, whenever I'm reading a subject and the deck just flies about, um, really slowly, please. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, definite out in the cold energy. Real out in the cold energy. Emperor in reverse. So there's an issue with David. This is what we got last time, and it got really weird. And I'm not going to go that far this time. I'm just not. If you want to see that video, you can go watch it. If I remember, I'll post it under here. Go to the description box. Eight of Cups. Um, what comes after that? Yeah, he's taken a. It has been a long time coming. Brooklyn, I'm wondering, has been unhappy there. I'm not making excuses for him. I'm just facing facts. It's quite easy to go, it's her fault, when in actual fact, they've all played a part in this. Getting to this point, there's a definite issue with the Emperor. Um, One of you put in the comments last time, and I didn't know this, that David has done it, said either on social media or on telly or whatever, has made digs at his sons that he's got more followers than them on Instagram, which isn't good. There's a definite daddy issue. This has been a long time coming. Um, I'm feeling Brooklyn really struggles to be around his parents. Um, Again, I never ever sense Victoria. Or if I do, it's always like Empress in reverse or High Priestess in reverse. So he's not, I don't feel he's ever had a balanced, loving, happy, healthy parental guidance, allegedly, according to the cards. Um, let's have a look at the energy from his wife. Temperance and balance. Very similar to the to what we're seeing in Montecito. She always gets that card, which is about her needs, her place in the world. It's these young men that are getting caught up in these stories. It's very sad. My advice to them would all be, if you're watching and you're one of them, go out and deal with your parental issues. Get your therapy, do your healing spirit, or whatever you need to do, and then choose your life partner. Because the wrong woman or man that you may sees this wounding, if they're the type of personality that wants to take advantage of your wounding, they will. And that's what I feel with her. She's very hot, cold, very, very similar to the other one um, in Montecito. Um, so yeah, how are the Beckham family feeling at this time? In fact, the energy of Victor. Show me a card for David. A card for David. How is David feeling at this time? Knight of Wands. Oh, you see, I just don't like it. Knight of Wands and looking after his own emotional needs. Um, Very withdrawn, very cold. Um, I just get the ick with him. And I used to fancy him like shit when I was younger. But I don't know. There's just something there that, yeah. Not that I fancy shit. I used to fancy him like shit. I think every young woman in the British Isles did back in the noughties. Some still do. Ooh, show me the energy for Victoria, please, in relation to the no contact. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So again, very not coming. That upright would be a mum that's trying to bring in her ancestral wisdom. She's trying to bring in her divine feminine wisdom. She's trying to bring in her life's wisdom to help her through it. When it's in reverse, she's not. It's a very shallow energy. It's a lack of it's a lack of that what I've just said. And it's hierarchical as well. It's hierarchical. Um, Page of not Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Um, it's her way or the highway. Right. Get the old shamanic water out. We have to do that when reading on the Beckhams. Just saying. So if you get the Agua de Florida water, decant it into that, spray it around your aura. When I'm doing the full spray, because some people ask when I use this, I'll also do under the feet and between the legs as well. But obviously you've got your clothes on because that'll burn, won't it? But I do it there because of the transference of body fluids. That sounded too much information. I meant like shit and weight and stuff. But it's also the place, yes. So if you're doing a full thingy, let me just be sensible. Around the aura, under the feet, spray it at the knees, under the legs, if that makes sense. Then on the hands, like that, taking in that energy and it cleanses the inside. If you've not got any of that, do the self same thing with sage. So put your head over the sage bowl and that does the internals. Okay, you may cough a bit, but that's fine. See, tips and tricks. Right. So, UK, bloody hell. We've not used the Lightseers Tarot yet. Should we use the Lightseers Tarot for the UK? So, the UK economy. UK economy. There's a lot being posted about the UK economy. Economy? Yes, that's the right word. The Empress, upright, the world. Illusion, Seven of Cups at the bottom. Isn't this that woman that's just done the, I don't know what her name is. I'll have a look. This woman, what's her name? Chancellor? Do you know? Let me just Google it. Let me just Google it. God, riots everywhere. UK. Can't keep up. What's her name? Rachel Reeves, is it? The Chancellor. The Chancellor told, so the Chancellor, whoever the Chancellor is, I think it's Rachel Reeves. Her creation, there's some illusion to it. Um, but I feel as though she's not going to be able to, it's almost like losing herself. And the Chariot determination. It's not solid. There's things that are not being looked at. Paying Peter to pay. What is it? Some of that pay Peter to pay Paul, or don't pay Peter to pay. Let me know in the comments. That one. That saying. Five of Swords. Anxiety over it again. That energy of somebody whispering in her ear. Old Keir Starmer got that one last. Well, he didn't get this card, but he got a card similar about being whispered at in the ear. So Five of Swords here is the crow whispering in his ear, her ear, but it's a him, yeah. Um, so there's other people had their input in relation to this money thing that they've decided. The King of Swords. So that's interesting. Woman Chancellor brings it in, but there's a King of Swords. She's gone very into her masculine for this. And this energy seems to happen to a lot of the political, well, she's not a political leader, is she? The woman in politics, where in order to survive in politics, they've really got to step away from their feminine, if that makes sense. And she's the same. So there's a ruthlessness about this. Um, the Hierophant, is this the powers that were looking after themselves in this? Or is this the people also, the people as in like me and you, needing to look after ourselves spiritually and knowing that you are safe and abundant? Yes, it is Ten of Cups. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, it's really difficult at times. But ultimately, this is where alchemy comes in, and this is where the alchemist comes into it. Yeah. If we continue to carry on about what they are doing to us and become their victim, we will perpetuate that. Whether you're in the United Kingdom, whether you're in the USA, Ireland, or whatever it is, wherever there is unrest in your country, village, town, or family, what I'm feeling is it's about being able to see it, but not be of it. So whilst you're able to see there's an issue there, there's an issue there, there's an issue there, you're not trying to toxic positivity it. You're also building up your own life and you're also manifesting your own life. Okay, right. So they brought that. Well, that's not going to affect me because I know that we can get through that. But if you go into, they've done this, they've said that, they're doing this to us, you will stay in that cycle. I have said right from the beginning of all of this, be it US or UK, all of this stuff is actually leading us to something that's better. It may take years. But right now, rather than focusing on the things that seem to be going wrong in the world, this is about rebuilding. So being a good citizen of love, compassion, and joy, trying to show up for yourself on a daily basis. If you come across somebody antagonistic, step back from them. Okay? Don't join in the shit show, whether it's online, whether it's in your family, whether it's in the boardroom. Don't join in the shit show. And don't let it become your destroyer. Use this time, and I keep getting this message with the guides, to build a good home life, to build a good inner world, to build a good, strong connection to the light and spirit. If you can do that and continue to do it and tweak it, you'll get through this. Okay? That's all I'm going to say on that. Oh, right. God, I got that deck out for Rachel Reeves, or whether she is the Chancellor. Let me know in the comments. Card for the UK people. And then we'll read on Northern Ireland. Oh, we've got planes as well. Yeah, my guides keep telling me about planes. And one of my clients has said something to me about planes as well recently. I'm sure you have. You've said something about planes. Because we were like, oh, no, no, no. Anyway, UK, a card for the UK citizens, not the dipsticks in Parliament. Ooh. Oaths. A spear of loof. This gives me, I know the deck is a druid deck, but it gives me real druid vibes. The rising up of the druid energy. The oaths. Right. What oaths have we said in past lives? Or what oaths have our ancestors said that we're still caught up in? We need to make new oaths. So, for example, you know, back in the day, you'd make a pledge of allegiance to someone, and that was kind of fine. But then when they incarnate and they're a different person, you're still caught up in that cycle of allegiance with them. So when you see somebody that knows somebody, say it's somebody's got a husband and that husband cheats on them, they have a shit life, but they will not leave. You'll possibly find that if you track their past lives, they will have said some oath to them, be it as another soldier, as a soldier to king, as a soldier to jarl, as a soldier to earl or whatever, or they'll have said something like, "I love you forever and will always stand by you," which can seem really romantic on the surface, but then when you reincarnate 500 years later, you're going to be eating those words. Um, this is something about the UK and its oaths that it's made. And the UK also going through a really brutal energy at this time. Um, Again, like with the US citizens, the UK citizens, I know when the Danes came over and the Norsemen came over, there were battles between the Saxons and the Danes and all of that, and the Romans coming over and the Romans and the Britons. We've got to stop that energy of ruthfulness and step into love and community for all. And understand really that we are on an abundant planet. It's very easy for certain groups of people to be blamed for the woes in the world because while you're blaming them, you're not blaming them. Right. Planes. Oh no, Northern Ireland. I think Ballymena, apologies for saying things wrong, is going to be the similar to the US. Um, there's nothing really I can say other than try and step into love because the more you step into love, the more the dark cannot get a hold of a situation. We've got an ancestral thing here as well. So this is not just rooted in what we're seeing now. This goes way back. And I'm getting all the Irish wounding in relation to England, etc. So this is the purge. It's very similar to the US. It's the purge of all of that. Um, Very similar to the ancestral thing. Their ancestors that fought in the different wars for independence, etc. All of that coming up, but in a different way. Um, Maybe this is part of the ancestral purge, that need for fighting, that need for my country is having to be purged out. I know it's not a good way to purge it out, but that's what I'm feeling. Northern Ireland, please, Ballymena. Cards for Northern Ireland, Ballymena. Ace of Wands. I'm feeling this will just have to go until it's burnt itself out. There's some social problems there as well. I know nothing about this place. There's some social problems, um, neglect. There's issues with I'm being shown social services. There's some real deep social issues in this place. Um, and it's almost like there's a fire in people's belly and an anger, lack of education. There's also lack of diet and nutrition, which affects the brain. Knight of Pentacles at the bottom, something wanting to come in. The Magician in reverse. People actually feeling powerless. This is like powerless in shamanism. When you feel powerless, that's when you go into fight or flight. It's like visceral reactions. Eight of Wands in reverse, not knowing how to use your fire correctly. There's so much rage in you that you don't know how to deal with it. You've not been taught how to deal with the rage, ancestral rage, past life rage, current life rage, social rage. Um, and being shown a meeting, I will even know if this is true, where there's been meetings with social services, police, and stuff, and people have been trying to share certain concerns about things, and it's not been heard, it's not been heeded, and it's blown out of control. I'm also being shown some very not unqualified, but they're possibly qualified, but not fit for the job authorities that have just let a situation. I'm going to be googling this afterwards. Let a situation run out of control and refusing to look at it the fool. There's also something here in relation to housing and housing people, housing being destroyed and then rebuilding housing. Reminds me, gives me Grenfell Tower vibes, does that? You know what I mean? Yeah. Um, I had a weird. Have I shared my weird Grenfell Tower story? So it was 2017, just before I got married, and that night I dreamt I was in a fire and I was dragged out of this burning building and I was burning. I could feel it. And I woke up, and as I woke up, I was recovering from this burning building. And my phone back then, back in the olden days, it was beside my bed. It isn't now. And first thing I did back in the olden days was look at the phone. And I remember somebody had put, it was Sky News, and then somebody that I knew had put a post about it. And it was so disorientating to be hit with this big fire news. Um, and it was that Grenfell. I sensed the energy of Grenfell. My grandmother on my paternal side had something similar with Aberfan Aberfan in Wales when all the coal mountain came down and smothered the school children. She had a choking fit and couldn't breathe and felt it coming on her. So anyway, I've got itchy skin, like little itches. Anyway, Three of Pentacles, yes. People being asked to work together, the need to work together, those that can hold light and embody light. Um, there's going to be things come from this, enlightenment, and news will come up from it, and strength, and the strength of the Irish coming in. Also, as well, I'm being shown. I don't know whether I've been shown with it because I've just read a book about it. But your spirits and ghosts and elementals and folklore, there's something there with your fairies, all that kind of stuff. Again, similar to the US, where there's possibly, I don't know I'm gonna have to research this. The land of this part of the land that I'm seeing, um, back in the ancient times was a place where these ancient little beings would have been. They're not there now because of building, so they're playing up. So you've got your energies and the world. This too shall pass. And I know that's not really helpful at all, but okay. And the oath card has just fallen out as well. So again, all the past stuff from the ancestors, that energy needing to burn itself out. And I know it's not nice going through it. I can't imagine it. I do feel that it's going to be the same with England. I do think civil war is going to be a thing that comes in, um, which is one of the reasons why I now live in the country. I know we moved from Leeds to Lincoln, it was very different. It's not a city, and it's not city life. And my guides were like, "You'll be thankful to be away from the cities." So Northern Ireland, then we'll go on the plains. Same cards come out, the oath. So all of these ancestral oaths and eel. Okay. It's all rooted in the ley lines, the history of Ireland, Northern Ireland, the battles, the pain that's gone on there. Very similar to the US. So planes, yeah, right. I've been shown a few things about planes. Number one, there's a lot of strong portals in the sky that are blowing planes out, that they can't deal with the skies. Um, Galactic interference as well. I don't know how that is this dark galactic energy or let's just tune into it. Let's just tune into it. Show me the energy behind why we're seeing so many planes falling from the sky. I have actually had a long running dream of planes falling from the sky for years and years and years. A lot of planes I'm being shown are not being looked after properly. They're literally in, out, in, out. They're not being mechanicked. The mechanics of planes are not being looked after. They're being run into the ground, allegedly, according to the energies. Um, there's portals in the sky. The solar flares are affecting them. They can allegedly, according to the energies, be used as a type of warfare. So, say if somebody's on it in particular, they don't want that person to get to that destination. Um, as the energies in there's going to be rules and laws with the sky eventually, and these are energetic laws, like we get the energetic laws of Earth, like free will and stuff. It's going to be in the skies. um I would also say as well, people that are going off into space are going to be affected by this. Where just why are we going into the skies, and the craft that we use in the skies? This could also tie into weather stuff, etc., etc., etc. Why are the skies being used? Um, Also, as well, the energies of people on these planes. The planes that we've got, and this could be the same with cars. Oh, I'm going on a boat soon as well, on a cruise ship. Shit. The craft that we've got, the cars, the planes, the boats, they're going to be more and more effective. I mean, our electrics, laptops, and stuff are affected by us. But these situations where you get a lot of people sat in them with a lot of energies, it's almost like I'm being shown like the Titan, the submarine. Boof, like, I know they're not physically imploding, but it's an energetic type thing, if that makes sense. So, for those of you that need to travel, don't go into fear, because I'll be honest with you right now, if it became possible for me to get some tickets to go to Graceland, which I keep wanging on about all the time, I'd possibly go. Um, don't live in fear with this, but be mindful of it. Be mindful of how you're flying. It's a hard one, isn't it? Because we don't want people going, I'm going to crash. I'm being shown that the skies are fed up of it. The skies are fed up. So this will be like, Father Sky, Mother Earth type energy. Having to hold that energy, the sky's been polluted, the sky's been overrun, the manipulation of the skies, the fact that we've forgotten the beauty of the skies, of the night sky, the morning sky, the after sun sky, and all of the different sky colours that we can have. So there's a fight back from that. The fact that we're just consuming and consuming and consuming, booking plane tickets to whatever or a cruise to whatever, that's me included, and not really thinking about the oceans, and not really thinking about the seas, and that, future humans are going to have to think more, me included, about what we're doing and why are we doing it. Um, Also, as well as the grids around the planet are upgraded and changed and rebuilt, that's going to affect the planes. The planes that we've got are going to struggle to be able to fly, I'm seeing in future, because we've changed, the planet's changing, the skies are changing. I'm also seeing the dark galactics do things to planes to, because I'm seeing them sat there. It's almost like a computer game type energy. Um, Interesting. I'm being told that whilst we're going through these transitions, it's important to be present, um, be mindful, and not go into fear. That we're going to see things changing. We're going to see all kinds of different changes and tweaks and uprisings. And as we continue to transition through the days of chaos, will we come out of the days of chaos? Who knows? But our future ancestors will. Um, and right now, you are holding space. We are holding space for the next generation. Do you want to be part of the generation of people that just think, fuck it, I'll live my life, I'll take whatever I need from the earth and the resources, and they'll have to sort it out when I'm gone? Or do you want to be the one that holds space and is part of the new creation? And I'm being shown that as well. Um, And we have to be at peace that we may not see the new earth in this physical incarnation. We'll see it energetically if we're over there, or we'll see it if we're in a different body. And again, that's the selfish, and I just want to see the new earth. I want to see the new earth. Your job maybe just be here to birth the new earth, to hold space for the new earth, and that the next beings come down to really get into the new earth. Interesting energies. I've not even pulled a card then. I don't want to pull a card for the planes. I know what I'm doing. Thanks for watching. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. There is a playlist on here called Global News, of which you can go and peruse and work your way through. And yeah, if you got to the end of this video and you want to leave a comment but not sure what to put, leave me an earth and a plane emoji. Thanks for watching. Bye.